Welcome everybody to the Barnum Museum YouTube channel. I am Kathy Maher. I'm sorry you haven't seen me lately. We are so busy with our major construction of the historic building. We're here today to do another Who is Barnum to You? We started this a couple of years ago and had so much luck in bringing in community champions, people who have really made a difference and an impact in the Bridgeport community and beyond. And somehow, some way, they have a connection with Barnum. So we thought it was a great opportunity to introduce Dr. Camelia Lawrence, who will be joining us. But first, I want to encourage you, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. That helps the channel and so we can grow and bring you more programming. And please just remember the Barnum Museum when you're making any kind of contributions to organizations that are helping serve community public interest in education, and absolutely our friends at the Barnum Festival as well, and we'll give you more information about that. For now, I'd like to introduce you to Dr. Camelia Lawrence. Hello, doctor, how are you?
Hi, Kathy, I'm well.
I just want to give you a brief introduction, so if you don't mind, you are the Director of Breast Surgery with Hartford HealthCare, another great champion of this community, at the Hospital of Central Connecticut and Mid-State Medical Center. You were also, like if that's not enough, you were also the Assistant Professor of Surgery at the University of Connecticut's Medical Center, or School of Medicine. And earlier this year, you were named President of the Fairfield County Medical Association, the first Black woman to hold the title in the organization in its 231-year history. What an achievement. Congratulations and thank you. But you're here today because last fall you accepted the role as the Barnum Festival Ringmaster. And you are the second woman and second person of color to actually be honored with this incredible title since it began in 1949. So I am so grateful to you for everything that you do. No worthy you're champion of this role. So thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me, Kathy. It is a privilege and an honor to be here and to sit in this museum and to have this conversation. And thank you for all that you've done to keep the Barnum legacy alive.
Oh, that's very kind. And welcome on board. Now you're on the team. But you had an incredible journey to get here. You immigrated from Jamaica. You were born in Jamaica?
Yeah, I was born in Jamaica. My early childhood was spent in Jamaica. My parents emigrated here. I was probably about age 14 at the time. We landed on Long Island, and then I completed high school, went on to Fordham University.
Fordham?
Yeah,
okay,
I'm a product of the Jesuit institution. Even before I arrived in the United States, I went to Catholic school in Jamaica as well. Upon completion of Fordham, I decided I wanted to be a teacher.
Yes, an early STEM teacher.
I was an 8th grade health and science teacher for New York City before I went on to medical school at University of Rochester.
The kids inspired you to go into the medical field.
Yes, I often joke about it. Like, teenagers are tough. We certainly don't pay our teachers enough for everything that they do. It's such an important profession and a very challenging one.
Educators, and I always give a shout out to all the educators that are in the nonprofit sector.
Yes.
You know, equally hard work, long hours of dedicated time. So all educators are champions.
I absolutely agree. And later on, I went on to medical school, University of Rochester, did my residency in Westchester and my fellowship at John Wayne Cancer Institute in Santa Monica. I trained here, however, in the Greater Bridgeport area.
You were at St. V's?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, this is where I honed my surgical skills from 2005 to 2010, and then I returned in 2015 as an attendant surgeon at St. Vincent's.
So you have helped countless women, because you've been a huge champion of not just the medical care, but also the emotional well-being and care. So many, I mean, the people that are watching this have more than likely been touched by breast cancer. You know, I certainly have friends, you know, so that's...
Well, the current statistics is that 1 in 8 women will be impacted by this disease throughout their lifetime. So it's very hard not to know someone
Yeah.
who's been impacted by this disease.
Yeah.
My approach is in alignment with the Hartford HealthCare mission, is that we treat the whole patient. So I'm not, whenever I see a man or a woman, because men do get breast cancer, I don't see a cancer diagnosis. I see a human being, the whole person, and our goal is to really care for the entire patient.
Such noble work. Thank you so much. Because it's the patient, and then it also becomes the family.
Yes,
the
caregivers, yeah.
Yeah, the caregivers who deal with it as well. So that is just incredible work. And certainly through your recognition and your reputation in that work, you were spotted, you were singled out as one of the leading, true community contributors to everything in this community. You went through the Regional Bridgeport's Leadership Greater Bridgeport.
I'm a graduate of the class of 28. I've had strong ties with Bridgeport. I serve on different committees over the years. At one point I was, on the board for the Barnum Museum.
Yeah.
What really attracted me was the opportunity to interact with young kids throughout Bridgeport who are interested in the STEAM careers. So it's an honor and a privilege, I will say, to fill the role as the Barnum Festival 2024 Ringmaster.
It's kind of a natural progression,
It feels that way to some extent,
Yeah,
It's,
you busted through the model, and you're the second woman.
That's right.
I did know the first woman,
Good.
Betty Freen.
You knew Betty, yes.
We knew Betty, yes. Very.
I know.
She was
She
wonderful.
kicked the door down over 37
She did.
years ago. And here I am following her legacy.
Well, and hopefully you are the second in a long line of women leaders to follow.
From your lips to God ears, Kathy.
There are many, and I won't enumerate them now, but there are many women in this community who are fierce champions of the community, change-making, innovation. So thank you, and bravo.
Yes, and which is a representation of who P.T. Barnum was.
Yeah.
Those were some of his known characteristics. He was an entrepreneur. He was a leader. He was an imaginer.
He was a risk taker.
Yes.
And, and that's really having that fearless, well, just like you, how many years ago, going into the medical field, for a woman, is
and in a surgical subspecialty.
Yeah.
We just recently celebrated Women Physicians Day, because not so long ago, women weren't allowed to enter medical school.
No, they weren't. There was a Civil War woman, surgeon, who was given the Medal of Honor, was it, for her service? But because she started wearing trousers, I'm not kidding, the medal was taken away.
Yeah.
So when you were approached, why don't you tell the story when you were approached by the Barnum Festival? Did you know the Barnum Festival very well? Did you?
I was familiar with the Barnum Festival from living in the Greater Bridgeport area. I've attended several other events. I'm very familiar with George Estrada, my predecessor last year.
Who's been on our board, a longtime friend of the Barnum Museum.
So I attended several events last year in support of him and his role. So I'm somewhat familiar. The way the Barnum Festival operates is a vetting process. There are names that are submitted, there's a vetting process, and there's a vote behind the scenes. And they narrow it down to 3 and then eventually to 1. And I think by the time they got to 3 is when they started investigating to see, is there mutual interest in filling the role? And I saw it as a unique opportunity to connect with the community and also to shed light on some of the positive things that are happening in and around the Greater Bridgeport region as a whole. So I was happy to accept. Of course, initially I said, wow, this is going to be a heavy lift. Yeah. But I must say I've been blessed that all my predecessors, the ringmasters that are still alive, have really stepped up and have championed me in this role. They've been supportive. They've been helping me with my fundraising goal. And I have an awesome group of executive aides that are helping to, execute the task at hand.
People don't realize how complicated it is. I mean, just creating a street parade with, the permits and the rules and the regulations and the thousands upon thousands of people in the parade and on the streets.
Yeah. It's an extraordinary lift
Yeah.
behind the scenes to have it come all together.
Yeah.
And it takes commitment. And, you know, we are galvanizing the troops within the community, all hands on deck to make this a very successful 2024 Barnum Festival. My goal is to make it the best ever.
That's the famous line. I had the experience of interviewing many ringmasters. We had an exhibition here years ago. And without fail, every single one of the ringmasters I interviewed, they were like, oh, mine was the best year ever. Mine was the best year ever. And I'm like, we are going to have an exhibition wall.
Yeah, I know, the best year.
I have no doubt yours is going to be the best year.
Well, thank you. Thanks
you know.
for the vote of confidence.
So what are your ideas for changing it up, making it modern?
We've reimagined the festival. Our goal this year is really to revive the festival, breathe new life into the festival. My hope is that the festival will once again become a signature event for Fairfield County. There was a time ago when folks would plan their summer vacations around the activities within the festival, and we're hoping to get back to those golden years. So we have sort of crafted a mission. The festival, it is about recreation. It's about bringing the community together, lifting spirits in a positive way, but we're also incorporating some of the needs within our community. If you've looked at the community health need assessment for this region, you'll notice one of the things that jump out at us is health inequity and the need for access to equitable care. There's also food insecurity. So as part of the festival this year, in collaboration with Hartford HealthCare, we're actually going to host a community health fair, which will help to address some of these needs, and also a partnership with the local food banks to address the issue of food insecurity. So we're planning to host this community health fair at the conclusion of the Great Street Parade on June 30th.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at the conclusion.
So it will be at Seaside Park. It will be the closure for our event for that day.
Okay.
Yeah.
We will help you promote that.
Please.
We will help you. So, you know, all of that information, we'll be able to put it forward as it comes, all the logistics get defined. We'll make sure we promote that as well to help elevate. I mean, because that's for the community. You know?
And
we're stronger together.
Exactly, we're stronger together. And, you know, our luncheon, the Watch, Whipple, and Whisk luncheon will take on a slightly different tone this year. We're planning on honoring leaders within our community who's made a difference and had a great impact in terms of improving the lives of others around them. So it's going to be a really interesting and fun
Those are exciting changes.
Yeah.
Those are exciting changes, and they're meaningful to a modern audience.
Yes.
I mean, we're well into the 21st century now. It's not the same as it was in 1949. And what the festival carries forward are memories, right?
Yeah.
People have incredible memories, but we've got a new community. There's a face of diversity at every section of this community. It's exciting.
Absolutely. You know, we are a very diverse community that to some extent remain in various silos within our community. And the idea of the festival is to create this melting pot. We want everyone to feel welcome. In fact, the theme for this year's festival is inclusion. And our slogan is, you know, one tent. Breaking barriers and building bridges. P.T. Barnum had a very large tent, and everyone was welcome into that tent. So we're carrying on that piece of his legacy through the festival this year by, you know, emphasizing and actually living his values in terms of inclusion.
And that really helps the museum because we preserve his legacy. And we try to do what he did by putting a new lens on old things. So that actually was his definition of the word humbug. You know, it was management tact to take an old truth and put it into an attractive form that serves the audience, that, you know, meet your audience where they are. You know, and that sounds like what you're doing. I love one tent. That's fantastic.
One big tent. And we're all going to fit in there.
And we will all fit in. Absolutely. But that is something that so many people can get behind and understand. You know, recognizing there's something for everyone.
Exactly, and that's the underpinning of this festival. It's for the young, the old, and in between. There will be something in this festival for everyone, from the Wingding Parade at the Beardsley Zoo for our young children, to the parade itself on June 30th, the Ringmaster Gala, just to list a few.
I was going to ask you if you can share anything with us.
Yeah.
I know you're still in the planning and
Yeah.
you're going to be rolling out everything,
Yeah.
but are there little bits and pieces that you can just give us an idea of what we should anticipate?
Well, you're right. We're elbows deep into planning. The event that comes to mind that I think is going to be really exciting is the Ringmaster Gala. Our theme this year, it's going to revolve around carnival. And the whole idea is to bring in different cultures to the gala. So we're still sort of piecing things together as to what that will look like. But it's going to be a spectacular evening. It's going to be held at the Waterview in Monroe.
Okay.
And we're anticipating a great show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, a show.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The event not to miss.
Exactly. It's the one event that you don't want to miss. But the Great Street Parade is also going to be a great, it's going to be a wonderful event. I participated last year when George was the ringmaster. And what a transformative experience to see so many different pockets of the community out together in harmony, celebrating, having a wonderful time. It was
George
quite moving.
too was a great convener.
Yes.
George Estrada.
Yes.
So he really he started that ball rolling,
Yeah.
which was wonderful.
Yeah. Big shoes to fill.
And the wingding is going to happen at the
The
Beardsley
wingding
Zoo?
is going to be at the Beardsley Zoo, and this targets our children. It's going to be fun. Willie McBride and his wife, Tony McBride, are helping to lead charge on that.
Oh, nice.
And they did it last year and did a phenomenal job, and I'm thankful that they're coming back this year to put on a great show for our children.
That's wonderful. And you will have a royal family?
Yes, we'll have a royal family who will be participating. We have a royal show that will be on the road. So a lot of fun activity. I don't know where I'm going to find all the time, Kathy.
Know. I'm thinking about it. It's like, my goodness, on top of your day job. Which is incredible. But that's the spirit. Busy people get things done.
Exactly.
So
we'll be creative and we'll figure out ways of pulling it all together.
Yeah. We haven't known each other long. Your reputation certainly precedes you, but it is just a joy to get to know you. You're such an inspiring person.
Yeah.
And inspiring woman too. We all need our female role models that we can look to and stick together.
Yeah, I've had so many role models, Kathy, along the way. I often say you may see Camelia, I'm still a work in progress, but everything that I've accomplished to date, there have been people that helped me along the way, and I know that I am standing on the shoulders of giants. So
absolutely how I feel too. I can't do this act alone.
Exactly.
There's a community of people that really
that lifts you up, and are supportive of you. So it makes a world of difference. Yeah.
So with that, we'll do a call to action.
Yeah.
So to assemble all of those people who have helped both of us through our lives, and other people who are just intrigued and inspired by you, curious about the Barnum Festival and the Barnum Museum. What can you ask? You have the opportunity to ask people what can they do to help.
Oh, there's several opportunities to participate in the festival. A great place to start is our website, which is www.barnumfestival.org. But we're also very busy on the different social media platforms. You can follow me on social media. I go by my name, Camelia Lawrence. You can follow us on Instagram. Barnum Festival has a page, both Facebook as well as Instagram. All of the updates will be posted there. But Kathy, I say, we live in a polarizing world. And at some point, we have to realize and accept that we are stronger together. Conflict is a part of our existence, and we need to find ways to work around them. And compromise is not such a bad thing.
Compromise is a wonderful thing.
Yeah,
you lean into it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a necessary skill set for us to be successful in navigating this world. Yeah. So my hope is that the festival will bring us all together, that different people from all walks of life, regardless of where your station in life is, that you'll join hands with me. There's several partnership and sponsorship opportunities available for the festival. Good. Hoping that our corporate entities will acknowledge their corporate social responsibility and step up and sponsor. We're working in tandem with the BRBC, the Bridgeport Regional Business Council.
Yep.
And we're hoping that we can leverage that relationship and we can work collaboratively to do something really magical within the Greater Bridgeport area and beyond. And this spans Fairfield County, the state as a whole, indeed. We're hoping to get as many hands on deck to make this a truly remarkable experience.
I wish those were my words. But you're right. This is a wonderful community. It has powerful resources. And there is just unyielding determination by the people in Bridgeport and our region to, elevate their lives.
Yes.
There is a sense of well-being that everybody can come together and rally, for a better future.
Yes.
And
economic independence.
Yes.
Higher education.
And the Barnum Festival, too, is an economic driver.
It is. It was born out of the concept of driving the economy within the region. Yeah. And, that will continue as this festival unfolds this year, and we'll continue to build on that momentum.
Yeah, and people don't realize that arts, culture are economic powerful economic drivers.
Yeah.
And the numbers speak. It's over 15 billion in economic impact.
Unbelievable
in
terms of the economic impact of arts.
So I'm on your team, and I wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you, Kathy. I so appreciate
that we could do.
Yeah.
Everything, all of the links to the social media, we will have in the description. Please go. See how you can be a part of the festival. Make a small contribution if you can. Tell other friends. And that's a way to contact you as well.
Yeah, you can, my direct contact is Mr. John Branley, who's my right and left hand in terms of handling the logistics of the festival. His information will be listed
John's
as well.
will be as well.
Yeah,
another friend of the Barnum Museum.
Exactly.
So it is a pleasure. I am so grateful to you. You've really made my day, and this is going to be the best year ever.
Best year. Thank you, Kathy.
You're welcome.
God bless you.
You too.